What is up? This is the Silver Screen Savants, episode 29. This is episode 29 of the Silver Screen Savants. Wow, almost episode 30 of the standard variation.
Racking them up.
Piling them up, racking them up. And this week, it was your pick, Anubis, and your pick was Cobra from 1986. The one thing I don't think I did is I didn't get pictures of all the characters because I didn't care. There's some characters that are interesting to me in this. I don't even know that question, matter of fact.
What?
Oh, he's asking, wow, 30. What will you do for 40? Question mark. He's asking us what we'll do.
We'll get sexual chocolate to dance naked on video.
Oh, I bet he's cracking up when you just said that now.
Well, let me just give my input on the character. So obviously Sylvester Stallone, this is peak Stallone, really. This is close to when Rambo 2 came out and stuff like that. And, him playing this character, definitely, you can tell Stallone wrote this. Like, it's easy to see because he wanted this. And I think this was the film where he started to date Brigitte Nielsen and they eventually got married at some point. But, the real star to me in this is actually Brian Thompson as the Night Stalker because he is a presence in this film. Even though he's been in like Lionheart and some of these other films, great actor. This one, he is downright terrifying, just terrifying. But I really, really enjoy his character in this. And of course, now Brigitte, I've always been like I don't dislike her as an actress or even as far as her beauty is concerned, but she isn't really my style. So I just kind of had a hard time, the whole damsel in distress thing just doesn't really, she's a good actress, obviously. I liked her better in Rocky IV than I did in this, but her, and even in, I think it was Beverly Hills Cop 2, she's in that. So she tends to play better bitchy girls than she does damsels in distress. Over a 2-hour runtime, really? Dude, I wonder how that would have been. Because one thing I kept saying to myself, this movie runs very quick. Very quick.
I think Cobra is a really fun flick. From my experience with it, I could tell I'm getting like Rocky vibes. I'm getting all kinds of his action movies. Like the one that I closest feel the vibes to is the Rambo movies with this one. Especially there's some interesting, cool set pieces for kills. Whether it be using the car chase where the car scene where I think the car drives backwards and he's firing at.
Yeah, that's a cool scene.
Yeah, I think this I would say this is even what I get reminded of also is the 007 movies from Cobra. Just because you got your action pieces, okay? And you got your action pieces with the gunning and stuff and the cars and stuff, but it's like one of those. I'm sorry. The better word is I get a Die Hard style vibe more.
Well, I mean, you could argue a lot of action films sort of get inspiration from Bond because Bond was doing it much longer early on. But a lot of times that's also in those films with the Bond stuff, it's always the cars that had different things they can do. This isn't so much the car doing it, but obviously I can see what you're kind of saying in terms of the way that Cobra like reacts to fighting and driving, through the city, trying to get these guys off his back. So yeah, like Jedi said, this came out before Die Hard. So
Mm-hmm.
I would just say that, I don't know. I don't really get like any kind of Rambo or James Bond vibes from this, but obviously as you watch Stallone, you know that he plays a certain type of like brooding anti-hero in some ways. Like, again, he's in this one, he's like part of what they call the zombie squad. And, it's really like the last ditch effort to take down criminals that the normal cops can't take down. You have the one dude. Let me see if I can find
Right away.
Andrew Robinson. So this guy, he always looks like a sniveling asshole, and he's the guy that actually plays a big role in I think it's first and second Hellraiser film. So he's always just a real big asshole, and the one that's like trying to like ride Cobra's ass the entire time of the movie. So you just waiting for that moment where obviously Cobra like just punches him in the face for being a dick.
I think Cobra's portrayal is really cool. Here I'm gonna put some pictures in the here we go. So I put them in here. You were talking about the night slasher.
Mm-hmm.
I think that dark evilness, personality wise, whatever, it really makes that character unique and different than other characters. I also got with Cobra, I also got your camera turned off.
Keep going.
But I think Cobra, I also got a commando type of vibe with this movie also. Like yes. Exactly, Jedi. Hold on. That moment when I agree with that one. The car to me is really cool. The Cobra car.
Awesome 50, baby.
And ZZ Top had the car, I think, has the car. Or something like it.
No, there's definitely, I think theirs is a 55, but it's a different style, old car. But I like Cobretti's car better than the ZZ Top one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show this because this is obviously mimicked after the Night Slasher.
Okay, and then also we got our main protagonist here in Cobra. Cobra is a pro. I like that gun that he's got in the picture. Also, it's like it could fold in. I like it because, I like it because it can fold in half into like an assault rifle. I'm assuming also that's the pistol also, but you take apart the one part of it and that makes the pistol of that gun. It'd be interesting to ask Stallone, how they did the gun for Cobra, because it's so interesting, the gun aspect. And then
I agree with Jedi though. When the car gets wrecked, I'm so bummed. But I do laugh at the end because Cobra's like, "Well, can you replace my car?" And they're like, "It's not in the budget."
Yes, you are talking about. Did they ever mention her name in the movie, Ingrid?
That's her name, the character name.
No, I mean, did they ever mention it like Cobra talking?
I don't know. It might have been mentioned from. It might have been from the guy doing the photography at the beginning before he dies in the garage. because he was trying to hit up on her all the time. I don't remember if he mentioned her by name or not. Can't remember.
And we also have a female baddie in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was just as crazy as her
Stock.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Stock is as crazy as Night Slasher. I think the supermarket kill that was introduced to this. Here's Stock, by the way. I think the supermarket kill is interesting at the beginning, where they're held hostage, and the guy says, "Call in Cobra," and then that's where, ooh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'll order one right up.
Uh-oh. We gotta have Neko come in, and Neko's gonna say, "No, you can't have weapons in the house."
I already got weapons. I don't have that kind of weapon, but yeah.
Oh, you probably got katanas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I was thinking. I know my guns, Walter, Jedi said.
Yeah, Jedi's Mr. Guns and Explosives. So,
yeah.
You ever seen a Specialist? Yeah, that's Jedi. Another Stallone film, by the way.
But I think Cobra is a unique experience for a movie like this. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I think
give everybody a breakdown of what the movie's about, because we've been
I was going into that with my description of it. So a man fires a gun. We get our title card of Cobra. What a cool way to get a movie started. A man enters a grocery store with a shotgun in his hand and let the killing begin. The police call Cobra in. Cobra dispatches of the supermarket killer by gunning him down and swings his holster in the style like the amazing RoboCop. I saw a RoboCop reference right there when he holsters his gun. I see it also in one of the Metal Heroes series, one of the characters when he's got like this gun. See a lot of stuff like that referenced when they holster their guns in movies. Especially like RoboCop. I'm assuming RoboCop and Cobra and Commando are around the same time period, like when they released, but I can't put the ball on my finger if that's correct or not, but I believe it is. I would assume. Cobra drives away and rips up a guy's shirt. I said, I really am loving this movie when I put that. I said, eating pizza with scissors is unique. Cobra turns on the TV to hear the news going about the Night Slasher. At night, people attack and kill a woman in a car. Target practicing at a range is a cool feeling. At night, another victim is dealt with by goons. A woman is stalked by goons and ends up in the hospital with a detective and Cobra there. I believe the character was Eddie. Eddie to me is forgettable as a character. But
which one is that?
Which one is Eddie? Eddie is ooh. Let me see if I can get a picture of Eddie.
Who's Detective Monte?
Monty is the guy that's Stallone. That's
okay. So the guy that says like the big dickhead. Okay.
Sorry, gotcha. Not Eddie. Tony. I'm talking about Tony.
Okay.
Tony.
Well, Tony is like the comedy relief, so he's always eating and not healthy. And he's like actually one of Cobretti's good friends and partners on the force. So while a lot of other people think that Cobretti is abusive of overstepping as a police officer, he doesn't feel that way. He knows exactly what Cobra is doing in terms of getting rid of bad people. And so that's why I love that early line in the supermarket when he's like, you're the disease, I'm the cure. And that's always been one of my favorite taglines from this movie. So
I think it was him that teamed up with Cobra to stop. Hold on. Yeah, Tony is injured in the. Well, I'll get to that when we get to it. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. Andrew Robinson, he's talking about though. To you, Jedi, is a woman is stalked by goons, ends up in the hospital. A detective and Cobra there. Goons attack Cobra at his office and he kills them. The woman is stalked again at the hospital. We have a cool car chase where Cobra's car gets damaged. They head to the safe house where the final battle is about to start. The next day, the organization of New World versus Cobra begins. Cobra kills goons. I would say this is sum up safe house battle. They overwhelm the house of goons, and he gets in the truck that the woman is driving. The woman is Ingrid, by the way. Cobra fends off the attackers in the truck until they get to a field. They head to a warehouse where Night Stalker is located at. Stalk, a goon for New World, attacks Cobra with a chain, and Night Stalker misfires at Cobra and kills Stalk. Night Stalker is hooked on a chain and is dragged by a chain to the incinerator, where he is burned alive. And
that's actually another favorite mode for me. Again, like I said, Brian Thompson does like a really good job as the villain in this. And rewatching this for the first time in a very long time, the way that Thompson screams and like it's not like he'd gone through most of the movie being pretty fearless, like not caring. He's an anarchist, a Darwinist, basically trying to weed out the weak. And when he finally gets hooked and drug into the incinerator, like his pain and his screams that he makes are very believable. Like it's really well done on his part of the acting there for that, which I thought was pretty amazing as well.
Cobra walks out of the warehouse with the woman, and he and the woman ride off in the sunset as the credits roll to the movie. I know I probably missed some lines in that movie for the description, but I wanted to keep it spoiler free as well because there's some stuff, that I left out that's like little minor spoilers in a sense with the movie.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't have any pictures of.
Oh, that's crazy. So Thompson apparently had to buy his own ticket to see the film himself personally because he was not invited to the film's premiere by the producers or Warner Brothers. And to this day, he still doesn't know why. That's crazy. He's like your lead villain. That's amazing. What the hell? Poor guy.
Its origin was reworked. Its origin as a reworked Beverly Hills cop script. Its shocking violence leading to heavy cuts, including X-rated gore, and its iconic 1950 Mercury car being a custom build with a mysterious, hard-to-match paint job. It had that stuff in it. The film was a box office hit despite critical panning and features Brigitte Nielsen, while Stallone's character uses a unique Colt .45 with special bullets and a rare warp print shows its original much longer cut. So I wonder what the original cut would look like compared to the one that we watched. But Stallone, yeah. Stallone's character leads the LAPD Zombie Squad, a team for extreme cases inspired by a real Belgian anti-terror squad. Despite poor reviews for its reliance on 80s action troops, it debuted at #1 at the U.S. box office.
It's funny because they said, Jedi brings up that the original cut was 2 hours long, but they trimmed it down because they didn't think this would be a hit, which is kind of surprising. Because they ended up doing I think it cost them like 25 mil, and they ended up making like 160 million off of it. So they did well above what they needed to.
I was going to ask, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Is X rating what they used before they had R rating?
I don't think so. But there were times in the 70s when you would have films that were really pushing a lot of limits. And so even though it wasn't like XXX, if it did have a lot more craziness in it compared to R-rated, then they would usually give it an X rating. To my knowledge, it didn't happen that often. So I don't know, there's a part of me that says if this film ever had an X rating, I would like to see what it looked like. Just from a standpoint of was it more like grindhousey? Was it more violence? I'd be curious because obviously, surprisingly for a film like this, there's not a lot of gore or blood. A lot of the kills you don't see firsthand. It's just more like the girl screaming and then they just go to a different scene. So there wasn't any real nasty, cut-ups or stuff like that. So a little surprising that they were scaled back for this movie as they were.
Yeah, you got me curious about this X rating. What was X rating? Oh, okay. So R rating replaced. I didn't know that about the X rating. R rate. It's MPAA, Movie Picture Association America, maybe, or something like that. But that it was replaced by the NC-17, no one under 17 admitted rating in 1990. So the R rating took over. I would assume.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about what Jedi just said about R ratings were about the same about the time X ratings were. Okay, I didn't know that.
So I gotta check this out real quick.
Did you buy that movie prop, that knife, or did you make that?
Oh, I bought it, but I think at the time I wasn't really even thinking Cobra. I just said to myself, "This is cool shit." But I did buy it probably around 89 or 90. So chances are it was modeled after Cobra's. So that's cool. Okay, so I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Damn you, Jedi! You should have told me this, bro. So obviously, this was screenwrote by Stallone, and from what they say, Stallone was pretty much the director on set, but the main director was actually Cosmatos, George Cosmatos. And he also did Tombstone and Rambo Part 2, two very good films also. But his son, Panos, has done a lot of films recently in recent years that I love, like Beyond the Black Rainbow as well as Mandy. So I think that's cool that
Jedi's talking to you.
Aren't you glad I'm here for? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mandy sounds.
It's a Nicolas Cage film.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's not awful. This one over here. Anything that she doesn't like is awful. Like, I could sit here all day and tell you Dirty Dancing sucks balls, but I'm not afraid to tell you that. We'll be reviewing that at some point.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tear that shit down.
He's talking to you.
Who? What'd he say?
Huh?
Are you talking about Neko?
Yeah.
So I got one Neko over here judge me, and I have the other Neko on top of my other computer judge me.
Oh.
Aren't you, girl? Aren't you, girl?
Maybe Neko's gonna bust in like she did the other day on me.
What did she do?
She went right up to my camera and like was like putting her face all in it.
Well, she likes to get behind it and start fucking with it. Yours, she likes to chew from the front.
So Stallone and Brigitte Nielsen were married at the time of filming. It is the only film they appeared in together while married, though they also starred in Rocky IV.
Mm-hmm.
The film reunited two actors from Dirty Harry, Clint Eastwood's partner, Rennie Santoni, and Andrew Robbins, who played the Scorpio Killer. Brian Thompson auditioned 7 times for the role. He was not invited to the film's premiere by producers, like you said, and had to buy his own ticket to see the movie.
That's crazy. But I wonder if there was like some on-set issues, because like this says Brian Thompson and Sylvester Stallone had not spoken to each other in over 20 years after the film was made, until they recently met at a horse riding academy where Thompson's daughter was actually giving Stallone's daughter riding lessons. But that doesn't necessarily mean they had any disagreements, but I'm wondering like why they just didn't talk much after the film. So sometimes I just wonder if there was like on-set tension or something like that. For Night Slasher's monologue in the final confrontation with Cobra, Brian Thompson did the scene with a script girl because Sylvester Stallone was off watching a basketball game on television. From what I understand, Stallone was kind of a hard guy to work with on this film, because they even said that Stallone was complaining about some of the cinematographers not like they were running behind, and I guess one of the cinematographers didn't take his shit and said, well, get your hands off your wife's ass and get to work and we'll get it done. Yeah, I was wondering about that, Jedi, because I saw the mention of fair game, and I did see that back in the day. So immediately when I saw it mention fair game, I thought of that film. So it's interesting that they are using the same story.
Got a question for you, Cobra. Would you like to see this movie remade nowadays, in the present?
No, but it doesn't mean somebody won't try to do it.
No, I'm saying, what's if you had like it?
No, there's no reason to it. I could do. I can sit here and go through 100 fucking films from the past that don't need to be remade, but the younger generation don't really understand a lot of these actors back then, and so even there's even people don't really like Schwarzenegger stuff. They'll sit there and tell you all day they need like Ryan Gosling to do Commando or some shit, you know, because they're more the modern day. They don't really care. Like it's not totally their fault. We do the same thing as ourselves. Like I don't go that far back. When people like mention like black and white 50s and 60s movies, I don't give a shit. That's not really my era, except for maybe like, you know, monster movies, right? But outside of that, I just don't care. Casablanca, it's a piece of shit. I don't care about that film. Don't give a fuck. Yeah, don't give me that look. It sucks balls. Citizen Kane, garbage.
You want to know something funny about Casablanca? It's one I've never cared to watch.
You're not missing much. It's just none of those films mean anything to me, but I get why people at that time loved those movies. Is Dad coming to bother me? What's he doing?
No.
I thought he was going to come talk some Mizzou shit.
No. I was doing something for when we upcoming stuff.
Gotcha.
But I think Cobra is I think Cobra is underrated. It deserves some. So this one YouTuber, he pushed this idea when I was on his stream the other day watching it, and he was talking about, and he was gaming and stuff, and I posed this question to him about Cobra, and he's like, what if it would be interesting to see an older Sylvester Stallone, now the present Stallone in Cobra, like an old man, like like what they did with Indiana Jones, but not that kind of style. What if you had a dark, like, you get what I'm saying? Like an older kind of Cobra.
Okay, but what would be your plot, and what would Stallone's character be active, or would he be just kind of like teaching a younger version of himself how to fight or whatever? Like, what is the
I think that would be
objective?
I think that would be an interesting idea. You teach, it's like Bond in a sense. You could pass the mantle. It's like Bond in a sense. You could pass the mantle to somebody like.
Well, here's the other thing. Do you trust him to do it right? You mentioned Indiana Jones. Well, I didn't see the last film, but I know what it's about, and it sounds like crap. So, like, if you're going to start doing that, I don't know if I could trust studios today to even do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm pretty hard-headed when it comes to redoing things. Like, it's one thing to take a film that maybe had a good premise and possibilities and didn't do well back in the day. Like, it just wasn't financially budgeted very well, or the director sucked, and you can take, a modern day twist on. So, for instance, I've seen both the original the Italian Job, and also the Mark Wahlberg one. And the Mark Wahlberg one is way better than the original. So to me, you can upgrade certain films. And even so, for me, like with Evil Dead, like I think 2013 is way better than the original. Some people disagree, but for me, that's where I'm at with some of that. You can always update something and make it look better or feel better. But some films like Cobra or Commando or Conan the Barbarian, I don't think you can really recapture that stuff. I'm sure Jedi would agree with me on that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I would do with Cobra, if you're going to do it, I would like a sequel. At least one. At least you could have Cobra's retirement in it, from the Force, maybe, at the end. I don't know. With this movie, what they did at the ending, how it leaves off on a cliffhanger, in a sense, with them just writing off, you could go any direction with Cobra.
See, I'd like to see them do, speaking of doing a remake, that I think would be better in the modern age would be like Steve McQueen's The Hunter. Like, I would like to see an updated version of that film.
Interesting.
And then we just hear a pin drop.
He agrees with what you said, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. As far as like the other thing I said, yeah. So apparently, though, because they cut so much out of the film from the 2-hour cut, they left a lot of plot holes in this, which kind of makes sense, because you really don't know why the New Order exists. Like, it's there, and that they want to weed out the weak, but there's really no birthplace of how they came to be. And like when you look at them at the beginning, which I think is a cool scene with them slapping the axes together, you see people in business suits. We know that they're infiltrated, like the cops with the girl Stalk. Was it Stalk? Is that her name? So they were able to infiltrate certain parts of society with their their idea of a free world, a new world. And so, but there's really, outside of that, there's no like real backstory to them, which I would have liked to have. So if they redid Cobra, I would rather them kind of go back to the 2 hour and make it a little bit more meaty in terms of the storyline itself. But then you'd probably have to kind of change how you approach it as well. Wouldn't it? Would be you would have action, but not like this. Like this movie is just meant for a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna add more meat to the story, you're gonna have to make it a little bit better in terms of like almost like the Departed type of stuff. You got to get a little more creative with the story and the plot line.
Stallone, so there's this thing going about the TV show about Cobra. He has not officially announced a movie sequel, though he has expressed interest in revisiting the character in a TV series. I think that would be interesting. A Cobra TV series. So it's always been teased about that Cobra 2, I think, would be Robert Rodriguez would be the one to direct it, or somebody actiony like a Tarantino.
Well, I mean, that Rodriguez would probably do a good job with it, but I don't know if I'd even. I don't know how he'd approach it, because like Stallone is just way too old to be doing the role. Like,
I have to.
So I don't know if you'd have to put him behind the desk and then just make your star be like an up and coming action guy. I don't even know where I would go with that. I mean, Gosling probably be pretty good for the role, but Neko would be the first in the theaters to see that. But yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know, like too much time has passed for Stallone to kind of like, even when they're talking about Schwarzenegger doing another Conan film, like he can't be Conan. He has to be somebody else, or if he's going to have to be an older Conan, and then they're just going to hand it off to a different warrior altogether. But
they can't. It would not make. I like.
Yeah, Jedi's right. He's almost 80, so like he can't really. It's just too much time has passed. Now, I give credit to Stallone when he did Rambo 4, because that was badass, especially that last 15 minutes of that movie.
Yes,
I didn't like Rambo 5 that much, but the reality is, at least in that film, and even in, what was it, Rocky 6 or just Rocky Balboa, they made it believable that Rocky wouldn't be able to beat some young black fighter. Like it is impossible. So what they did was they're like, well, we know you're not quick, so we're just going to go with stamina. And so basically the idea was just to have Stallone lose or tie with this guy, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. But you can't just walk out Arnold Schwarzenegger and say, oh, this is Conan, he's still able to kill every guy and all that stuff, like at his age. You just can't do that.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right about what you said about this movie with Cobra and everything. I think that I'll just debunk this right now, that cliffhanger one, that Stallone, they say the Stallone cliffhanger thing, that's not. It's a remake.
I think, is he in it or is he just involved? Because like, even though I don't think he's playing this, he might be playing the character, but
involved or anything with it, actually.
Yeah. So I mean, like you can do certain things if you're going to change your character. Like if Stallone was like if you did a sequel to Cobra.
Yeah, it's a reboot of the movie.
Yeah. So Stallone could do Cobra, but he'd have to be behind the desk or something, or somebody who's like washed up. So if you ever saw Die Hard 3, McClane is basically a drunk and he's kind of, worn out before he has to get into it, Samuel L. Jackson, and run around the city and shit like that. But you have to make it to where it's believable that Stallone or Cobra is not really the same guy he was back in '86. And then you still have to bring in yet another person who's going to kind of pick up the mantle and be the young stud or whatever to go and do his thing.
Just want to debunk also that
Yeah.
the news about the Cliffhanger remake, it was changed from a direct sequel to it's a modern day original reimagining of it.
Yeah.
I think that's one that Stallone should have come back into a sequel at least once. Two. It's been ages since I've seen Cliffhanger, so.
Mm-hmm. It's a good film. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much facts about this movie. It's interesting when you look at all the facts on Cobra. It had a failed video game also on the Commodore 64. That wasn't that great, apparently, for Cobra. This is, if you want me to put a timetable when Commodore I think it was Commodore. Yes, it was Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum. It's not well received. It's not like modern stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do we kind of want to start wrapping it with Cobra?
Sure.
Or hi, Brony.
Yeah, we pretty much said everything that's going on in the film.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I just found some information about some of the stuff they used to avoid the X rating. So, the first murder victim having her hand severed, an extended autopsy scene including lingering shots of naked and mutilated bodies, a longer death for Ingrid's photographer Dan, including a shot of him slipping on his own blood while trying to escape, more homicides of the townspeople during the climax, including a person getting struck in the face with an axe. And also, the other fact is at one point during filming,
That's
Stallone, huh?
So, two things. Marco Rodriguez, who played the supermarket killer, he actually read for the lead for Night Stalker. He wanted to play Brian Thompson's role, but didn't get it. But he says in the years following the film and working in other projects, he's had people vandalize his trailer with the disease, which he takes as like a compliment to as he has his own cult following from the movie just from that role. So I think that's kind of funny.
Uh-huh. And then what I was saying is at one point during filming, Sylvester Stallone complained to cinematographer Rick Waddy that they were falling behind and said he and his crew needed to work harder. Waddy responded by saying that if Stallone gets his hands off Brigitte Nielsen's ass and stops showing off to his bodyguards, maybe they wouldn't have problems with time. Stallone was shocked that somebody would talk to him that way, but he toned down his ego for a few weeks. In an interview, Waddy also said that Stallone had a great sense of humor. Despite his huge ego, he also confirmed a rumor that Stallone was the true director of the film, calling credited director George P. Costamos a good producer but a bad director. And to answer about the video game, do you want me to spoil the video game? Do you think it's fine?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up.
I like what, before we wrap it up, I like what Jedi said. There are so many backstories. I agree. You could even write 80s spy movies with these kind of stories as well. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first with how you rate?
Oh, I can go. Oh no, it was my pick, so you go first.
So I really enjoyed this movie. It was really amazing and a blast to check out for the first time. 10 out of 10.
Wow. Yeah, I still like this film a lot. Not quite a 10 out of 10 for me. It's more like a 9 out of 10 for me, but still a lot of fun. Still like it a lot. It was fun to go back and rewatch it. So still have a nice feeling about it. I think I did see this one in the movie theaters at the time. So still hits that itch that Samurai talks about so much. So yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go through upcoming content first?
Sure. So tomorrow is a busy day for me. At 5 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing Vintage Cult Cinema with the Jedi, who is in the chat right now, to do The King of New York. Christopher Walken, Wesley Snipes, Lawrence Fishburne, David Caruso, and many, many others. Very underrated. No, I think he did call himself Lawrence in that one. But you know, it's funny because I remember when he was in Death Wish 2 as just like a thug, and he did call himself Larry back then. But yeah. But then later in the evening, Tony and I are going to be getting together for Ghouls of Midnight. I've chosen a movie called The Ceremony to Begin. And then he's chosen Don't Open Till Christmas as his pick. Then on Tuesday, I'm doing, along with Dub, to cover the martial arts movie Chocolate. And then later in the evening, Neko and I are getting together with Kevin Lambert of the Entertainment Headquarters to do his Christmas special with Edward Scissorhands as well as Scrooged. And then to finish the week off, because Christmas, of course, is here, so I'll be busy just doing holiday stuff. But Friday, Nick and I would get together to do the best rock and metal albums of 2025, which we didn't get to last week. So be looking for that. But that's pretty much where we're at with that.
You know, it's funny. What day are you doing your unboxing? Are you guys doing an unboxing this week coming up?
I don't know if it'll be this week, bro. Like, it's gonna be busy as fuck, so I don't know when I'm gonna.
As long as it's during the Christmas holiday, right?
Well, I'll get it probably either next week, early next week, or whatever. So sure. What are you chasing?
Okay, first off, I know we haven't announced what we're doing next week for Savants, and I'll do it right now. Neko, you are going to be happy with this one as well, adult Neko.
She's not looking at that, but it's Gremlins. So that's your pick for next week?
Yes. I haven't seen. I love Gremlins. If it's little Gizmo, even.
No, it's a good film. I haven't watched it in quite a long time. I always wanted a Mogwai.
Okay. I didn't even know. While Jedi was saying more stuff about the Cobra here.
I think I know what you're referring to.
Bye, Billy. But we have Gremlins coming on next Sunday, the 28th, for Savants.
Word.
Yeah. Which means I can kind of put the the intro for the horror, the new theme, temporary, until I can do, something that's what's the word? Royalty copyright free, that I can use. That I don't have to tag right in the description of it. It's one thing that's annoying with the royalty free stuff.
No, that's how the world is, unfortunately. Just got to navigate it.
I also put my first trailer reaction out today, so that's exciting, over the movie Anacondas from the Asylum. It released the 19th on trailer on the movie is on VOD, so I think that'd be fun to cover on Savants in the future. Speaking of the future stuff, Henshin Revolution podcast episode 1, Android Kikiter. Is that one? Me and Geek are going to be covering that show. We have Overlook Cinema Icons, Prince Nuada, with special guest DJ Anubis. Jedi, I need you, in fact, get with me and choose one, because the character that I chose for you does not have any really good wallpaper stuff. So I need you to choose one when you get time for the show, and then we can talk about it. Movie characters probably is best. And then we have okay. I can't wait to see that. I'll probably do a reaction to that.
That has made me so mad, because I've been wanting to do a reaction to that, but a lot of them that are out there are all fucking fake. It pisses me off so much. If I had one thing I wish YouTube would crack down on, is the fake trailer bullshit. I don't mind people doing concept trailers, because they usually market as such. Oh, it's talking. Careful, she's going to want you to send it to her.
I used to have one when I was little.
So yes, Gremlins should have Neko with us on that one, because she loves that.
Oh, we'll see. She's a busy gal.
Oh.
Yeah. Work, unfortunately. I did dream.
Thanks, Brony. My movie show, Popcorn Splash, I guess I'll just use that name. It's just creative enough. That will also be a VOD, so that'll be a video. Where I guess all the big movie news from that week also will throw in a top 10. I can use what's this? Google Gemini, I think, or AI, whatever. It's AI thing that was on Google.
Mm-hmm.
That, whatever that's called. I think that's Gemini. I didn't even think about just doing AI music for YouTube also.
Yeah, some I try to do some too when I feel like it.
As long as you don't get and then
it's not gonna get me. It's my own shit. Fuck them.
Yeah. And then also we got Expedition Mythology, which is our show where me, Anthony, and Anubis, that's going to be on video also. That's not going to be live, I don't think. I don't want it. I mean, probably the thing you'll see me live on is the gameplay and stuff, but I gotta rebuild my intro for. I just did mine yesterday. I don't know when you're doing yours, but he's asking us.
I did mine. I just didn't do it the usual way. If you go to my channel, I did it like 4 days ago. But all I did was basically a countdown of trailers for the movies that I liked this year. So you'll just be running through the trailers for my top 10. Now, if you guys, like one of you guys, like Jedi or Kevin, do your own top 10s and you want to have people discuss some of their picks, I'm fine to join you for stuff like that. It's just that I've been so busy with some of these other things. I just wanted to run them through and just get it out of the way. So I just did like a trailer thing for them. But they're all counting down, so you can know what my best to my worst, etc.
And then also for the Expedition Mythology, we are covering Jason and the Argonauts as the first movie over that. We'll probably do what we do on Savants, break it down, discuss it, all that stuff. And I don't know which one to go after that. I mean, one that's been floating in my head that I've never ever seen is Troy.
Yeah, good flick. Brad Pitt.
But other than that, this has been Silver Screen Savants, episode 29. We get to do another horror review next week. Horror Christmas review, I should say. We didn't do it as a stream or a review. I guess because we didn't find it that great and stuff. The Silent Night, Deadly Night,
Well, I did it, but I did because obviously Tony picked it for Ghouls. So I just, when you decided because I wasn't sure if you'd be able to see it. You did watch it with me, but
yes.
I think you'd already decided on a different pick at that point, so we just went with that. It's not a big deal.
It wasn't. We thought it was okay at best.
Only reason why I asked is because this year wasn't very giving, and it took me to the last minute to find the top 10. Now, granted, the last month or so, at least, because I was for a long time, I only had like 6 movies. Last year, I didn't even get 10. Last year, I had like 8, and that was about it. And I had some runner-ups, but that was a tough year last year, and this year was even tougher, but got better towards the end.
But hopefully next year you've got 10 total. I would say you might, because you've got a lot of heavy hitters coming out, like the Odyssey, for example.
Well, I know that, because Mortal Kombat was initially supposed to come out. Mortal Kombat 2 was supposed to come out this year, but then got pushed. Same with Return of the Living Dead. So those might have changed some things. And then there were movies I thought, like Good Boy and some of that I thought might actually make my top 10. It never did because they just didn't live up to the hype. And then I had other films that were surprises. So most of the ones that made my list, like Sinners, is by far the best film of the year for me. It's not even close. It was the best thing I'd seen all year.
And I'm sure there's going to be something that might reach that Sinners level where, that you got something that might top Sinners next year.
Maybe. But this year, nothing did really. I mean, Ballerina was good. Marshmallow was good.
But my next Marvel movie eventually I'll have to see is Fantastic Four. In fact, the new one.
Well, I did have Fantastic Four on my list. I had Thunderbolts. So both of those.
Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. I can't remember the last one I saw, but I might be behind. I might be on top of it for Marvel stuff, but this has been the Silver Screen Savants, episode 29. Next time it'll be another horror review, and it will be horror review number 11. Well, I guess you could say, in a sense, it's also yes. So that'll be horror review number 11 with Gremlins. Well, Oh, you have a great night as well, Jedi.
Hey, brother.
And we will see you all next Sunday for the Silver Screen Savants. You might see me do a couple more trailer reactions this week. I might try and get some more stuff. The feeling I get is the more I do the trailer reactions and stuff, the better I get of it.
See you, Brony, man. Have a good night, brother.
But we will see you all next Sunday for the last Silver Screen Savants of 2025, and going into the new year, Anubis gets the first pick again, like to start Savants off.
Yeah.
But until then, peace out.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.